Have you ever felt that chilling question echo in your soul, wondering what truly a pen in the profound silence of a tone? That yearning for connexion beyond the veil of life and death ever pause? Does your heart ache, longing to know if the soul of a loved one departed can truly feel your presence, your whispered paye, your undying love across the great divide? Or perhaps the illusion of separation condemns us to a gnawing in your hearts, a deep-seated fear that their essence, their memory, fades into forgotten oblivion. I am here not to speculate, but to share a profound wisdom. A truth that Saint Carlo Acutis received not from earthly men, but from creation itself pure. He learned directly from the whispering winds, the sealed stone, and even from the very angel, a secret about life after life, about our soul toujours now. Farcis unveiled the spiritual conflict of anguish that gripped humanity regarding the destiny of our immortal soul. He saw the pair, the duped, the yearning deep. What few truly know is that this humble saint discovered a profound, comforting secret about the soul and its unbreakable connexion to our earthly world ever so. This sacred révélation came to him in moments of deep contemplation, observing sister death and the solange mystery hidden within our cemetery, profound. He confronted the very fear of oblivion head-on, not with dread, but with our open heart ready to receive divine insight, a truth for all of us, universally. Today, he will guide you through Francis's sacred révélation, showing the exact act of love that transcends death, bringing you and them perfect joy always. But before we journey deeper into this profound truth, I invite you to pause. Take a deep breath with me now, and truly open your heart and spirit to what is to be revealed, beyond all doubt and fear, for perfect joy. If your soul yearns for the peace that transcends all understanding, a peace promised by Saint Carlo through his divine insights, then make a commitment to this journée with me right now. Let us seal this intention together. Write in the comment below, clearly and with conviction, I want peace. This simple act marks your readiness to embrace this sacred truth fully. I understand the depth of the question that trouble your spirit, the sealed anxiety about loved ones who have passed beyond our sight, a pain I know intimately well, truly. Perhaps your heart carries a specific anguish, a persistent doubt, or a lingering fear regarding a departed soul, or perhaps your own destiny and peace, dear one. Do not keep these burdens locked within. Share your mere anguish, your deepest question, openly in the comment. I read them all truly, seeking to understand your heart and soul. Stay with me, for what Saint Carlo revealed will illuminate the path forward, dispelling shadows and bringing clarity to your most profound spiritual queries very soon. This isn't merely a story. It's our invitation to a transformed understanding, a bridge built with divine love to connect you with eternal peace and consolation always. Every moment you dedicate to this message is a step closer to finding the solace you seek, to understanding the soul's journée beyond our earthly realm profoundly now. So if you are truly ready to receive this blessed wisdom and embark on this revelatory journée, let your voice be heard in the comment and be pause for all now. You see, Francis wasn't just a man of faith. His spirit resonated with the very breath of God, hearing truths whispered by the wind and seen in the starry sky above always. He walked among us, yet his gaze pierced beyond the veil, recognizing the divine in every creature, every stone, every fleeting shadow of life and death, truly always. It was this profound intimacy with creation that granted him unparalleled wisdom, a direct conduit to the divine heart, understanding mystery hidden from most mortal eyes. Remember how brother sun warmed his scare, and sister moon lit his path. This wasn't mere poetry, it was a deep, reciprocal communion, a langage understood by few souls. He spoke to the birds and they listened. He tamed the ferocious wolf of Gibeah, not with force, but with a pure heart and the gentle power of divine love and understanding. This mastery over nature, this profound harmony, was a testament to his purity of spirit, a soul so aligned with God that even creation bow to his holy will always. And consider his greatest act, embracing the paix, a figure of ultimate repulsion, transforming fear into compassion, seeing Christ in the most suffering of soul ever. This wasn't our ordinary man. Francis was a living testament to divine grâce, a vessel chosen to reveal sacred truths, to bridge the gap between heaven and earth. His very body bore the stigmata, the sacred wounds of Christ, not a sign of suffering alone, but a mark of his perfect union with the divine, a true living miracle. These were not mere legends. These were divine validation, confirmation from God himself that Francis walked in a realm of profound spiritual insight and pure truth. He saw beyond the fleeting illusion of earthly life, understanding that toute existence, the soul's journée, extend far beyond the brief span we perceive with our eyes. It was through this lens, this divinely illuminated perspective, that he contemplated sister death, not with terror, but with a sacred curiosity, seeking deeper truths. He knew that the silence of the tomb was not our ending, but a sacred transition, a portal to a deep dimension of being, a truth veiled from ordinary perception. His révélation came not from dusty books, but from direct communion with the source of all life, a wisdom flowing from the very heart of God, and to his humble soul clear. He understood that our loved ones, though unseen, are not truly gone. Their essence, their spirit, remain connected, woven into the fabric of divine love eternally. This truth, often shrouded in immense fear and doubt, was led back for Francis, revealing a spiritual tapestry where life and what we call death are intertwined always. He showed us that separation is our illusion of the temporal world, a veil that can be lifted through profound faith and specific act of love, transcending all limits. So when Francis spoke of the soul's destiny, he spoke from a place of absolute certainty, from a wisdom granted by the Creator of all things, not mere immense speculation. His life itself was the living proof, a testament to the power of divine love to conquer fear, to illuminate darkness, and to unite all beings in a sacred embrace ever. Prepare your heart, for this is the voice of true spiritual authority, guiding you now to the révélation that will forever change your understanding of life after life. The veil is thin, dear friend. What Francis learned in the quiet contemplation of cemetery is that the departed soul is not enveloped in unknowing darkness or a void of silence, never ever, nor their essence, vibrant and éternel, remain exquisitely aware. The illusion of absolute separation is merely a construct of our limited earthly perception, a temporary blindness we endure here. Saint Carlo revealed a truth profound. The soul of our beloved dead perceive is, not with earthly eyes, but through the boundless, intricate tapestry of divine love itself, always truly. Their awareness is a subtle résonance, a spiritual frequency tuned to the purest vibration of your heart. They feel your love, your longing, your very presence truly, deeply now. When you visit the place where their earthly body rests, or simply hold them in your thoughts, their spirit reconnaît this profound act of remembrance and tender connexion, ever so. It is not the physical proximity that matters most, but the sense intention, the unburdened love that flows from your soul directly to theirs, a bridge of light, pure and strong. Francis understood that our prayers are not lost whispers in the wind. They are sacred echoes, porte d'énergie that reach across dimensions, nourishing their spiritual journée ever truly. Each heartfelt prayer, each tear of loving remembrance, each sealed moment of connexion is a tangible touche, felt profoundly by the soul in its new, eternal dwelling clear. But here lie the deeper secret, the act of love that truly transcends, bringing perfect joy to both you and the one you remember, a révélation given by God truly, deeply. It is not merely the remembrance pursues as it is. It is the living out of love, the embodiment of charity in their name, that ignites a divine communion pure and bright. Imagine this, when you extend kindness, when you forgive, When you serve the least among us, you are not just performing a good deed, you are sending a beacon of light always. Each act of selfless compassion, each moment you choose love over fear, generosity over greed in their memory, becomes a direct offering to their spiritual peace and growth. Francis taught that the Trieste tribute, the most profound connexion, is to transform your grief into grâce, your longing into living charity, mirroring Christ's love here now. When you embrace your own pain, whether it be a difficult person, a personal failing, or hidden fear and offer love, you are enacting their guest spiritual desire. The departed soul yearns for your peace, your growth, your embrace of divine love. Your act of charity, performed with them in heart, bring them immeasurable joy and comfort. This is the perfect joy Francis spoke of, finding profound happiness not in earthly possessions or fleeting comfort, but in selfless love, in giving, in spiritual freedom. For the departed, perfect joy is not found in their own comfort alone, but in witnessing your spiritual blossoming, your continued journey towards God, inspired by their memory. They rejoice when you choose forgiveness, when you mar broken page, when you live with our open heart, reflecting the divine light they now fully embody ever so brightly. The anguish we often feel about their destiny is often a mirror of our own unaddressed fears about purpose, about love, about our connexion to the divine, here and now. Francis showed that the soul, once freed from the body, continue its journey of purification and ascent, and your loving act here accelerate that sacred process always. Your prayer, your act of charity, your living example of divine love become vital cure of caste, aiding their progress, bringing them closer to the heart of God, truly. This profound truth dissolves the fear of oblivion. Their existence is not forgotten, it is actively intertwined with your living, loving, spiritual journey, ever so truly. The silence of the tomb is therefore not our end, but a thin veil, a threshold. And your love, expressed through action, is the care that opens this sacred passage always. So the secret, dear friend, is this: to truly connect with the departed, live a life that embodies the very love you wish to send them, a life of profound grace and joy. Do not merely mourn their absence. So that their spiritual presence be becoming a living testament to the virtue they cherished, or to the love they inspired in you now. This is how you transcend the barrier of life and death. Not be striving to reach them in the physical, but be elevating your own spirit to meet them in the divine, truly. The soul, in its eternal state, feels your every sense effort towards kindness, your every step towards holiness, your every choice for compassion with profound gratitude. This understanding liberates both you and them. You are freed from the gnawing fear of separation, and they are uplifted by your continue, active, divine remembrance. Francis, who communed with all creation, knew that the threads of life and what we call death are never truly severed. They are simply rewoven into a grande design, always. Your love is not a memory fading. It is our active force, a spiritual energy that continue to interact with their eternal being, shaping their journey, bringing them peace. The soul delights in your pursuit of inner peace, in your effort to heal old wounds, in your courageous step towards living a life filled with purpose and divine love. This is the true meaning of Sister Death, not an end to existence, but a transformation, a doorway to a gift form of connexion, illuminated by eternal love and grace. Do you see now? Your anguish about their destiny can be transformed into purposeful action, into a living prayer that benefits both worlds, bridging the seen and unseen now. The exact act of love, then, is any act of selfless charity, forgiveness, or spiritual growth undertaken with the intention of honoring their memory and their soul's journey. It could be a simple act of compassion for a stranger, a moment of profound forgiveness for an old slight, or dedicating your talent to a cause greater than yourself. Each such act, imbued with the intention of love for them, becomes a direct communication, a sacred offering that nourishes their spirit and brings them perfect joy. Farcis demonstrated this by embracing the le paix. He embraced what was rejected, transforming suffering into love, mirroring the divine act of redemption for all souls. In embracing your own le paix, your fears, your shadows, the path of life that repel you and offering love, you walk in Francis's footsteps, honoring the departed. This is the profound secret of the cimetière. They are not places of finality, but sacred grounds where the living and the departed can still commune through pure love. The silence there is not empty. It is peignant with the potentiel for connexion, for the exchange of love, if only you know how to listen with your heart and act accordingly. So the soul perceives your love not through words alone, but through the vibration of your action, the purity of your intention, and the depth of your spiritual growth. This revelation from Saint Carlo dispelled the fear of oblivion entirely. No soul is ever truly forgotten, for they are remembered in the heart of God and in your loving act. Their connexion to the earthly world endure through your living faith, your active charity, and your commitment to embodying the divine love that binds all creation ever. This is the solace you seek, the true connexion with the spiritual realm. It is not found in longing alone, but in the active expression of love, here and now, always. Farcis taught us that to truly honor the dead is to live fully, joyfully, and charitably in their memory, transforming sorrow into a powerful, redemptive force, truly. Your visit to their resting place, your paix, your love all are magnified and made truly efficacious when accompanied by a life lived in divine purpose and compassion. This is the spiritual conflict resolved. The anguish about the soul's destiny is calmed by the knowledge that your love and action profoundly impact their journée truly. Embrace this truth, dear friend. Let it transform your grief into a wellspring of active love, connecting you eternally with those you hold dear beyond all earthly bounds. The bond of love, forged in life and refined by intention, is stronger than any earthly barrier. It is the langage of the soul, understood across all dimensions, always. This is the profound secret Farcis unveiled. The ultimate act of love is to live a life worthy of the divine, carrying their memory forward through act of perfect joy. Many believe grief is only sorrow, a heavy burden, but Farcis reveals it's a fertile field, a sacred opportunity to transform pain into powerful, active love. This is not passive sadness. You may feel that your tears are enough, a sealed tribute to their memory. Yet their soul yearn not for tears alone, but for the vibrant continuation of love in your living here. Perhaps you hold the common belief that the departed are simply gone lost in a void, unaware of our earthly struggles. This is a man construct, a veil of illusion, not truth. Farcis taught that the soul, freed from its earthly vessel, gains a heightened awareness, a spiritual perception far beyond our limited sense here. They are not asleep, dear one. You might think visiting their grave is the sole act of connexion, the only way to feel near. While pursue physical proximity is but one small facet of two spiritual bond, the real bridge to them is built not with stone, but with act of love, with your compassion for others, with every step you take towards embodying divine grace. This is pot. Many acquire peace with earthly success, with accumulating wealth or avoiding hardship. Farcis showed us this is a fleeting illusion, a hollow pursuit in the grande chemin. True perfect joy stem from detachment, from embracing spiritual poverty, not as lack, but as freedom from worldly share. It is the libération of the soul, truly, deeply. You may believe spiritual connexion is a passive stat, something that simply append to you, or that requires a grand mystical expérience. But it is our active choice, always. It is in your conscious act of charity, your intentional forgiveness, your daily striving for kindness that the spiritual bond with them strengthens, becoming vibrant and real. The thought that a soul's destiny is fixed, unchangeable, once they depart, is a common fear. But Farcis revealed a dynamic truth, a continue journée of purification and assain. Your loving action, your paye, your living example of Christ-like love, become kihar of gas that actively aid their progress, bringing them closer to God's heart always. The pervasive fear of sister death, of oblivion, is deeply ingrained in humanity. Francis did not deny it, but transformed it through understanding, seeing a sacred transition. He saw sister death not as our end, but as a portal, a doorway to a gift form of existence, a grande design where love never truly ceases, but simply transform, expand. The world often sees poverty as a curse, a stat to be avoided at all cost. But Francis embraced it, calling it his Lady Poverty, finding profound libation within its impasse. For him, Lady Poverty was freedom from attachment, from the demand of the ego, opening his heart entirely to God and to his creation. This is a spiritual richness, truly. You might think forgiveness is a sign of weakness, an act that lets others off the hook. Francis showed it as immense spiritual strength, a release for your own soul, truly. Forgiveness, especially for those who caused you pain, is a profound act of self-libation and a powerful kihar of gas. It frees both giver and receiver, connecting all soul. Some feel God is distinct, our abstract concept, removed from our daily lives and our suffering. This thought isolates us, deepening our anxiety, our feelings of separation. But Francis communed with God in every creature, every surhees, every whispered wind. God is not distinct. He is intimately woven into the fabric of all existence, ever purs. You might pay simply to ask for things, to alleviate your suffering. While valide, Francis revealed prayer's deeper purpose, a communion, a union with the divine heart, truly. Payer for Francis was less about asking and more about listening, about aligning his will with God's, becoming a vessel for divine love in the world. This is true power. The world often tells you to be self-sufficient, to rely only on yourself. This can lead to isolation and a heavy burden, for no soul is meant to walk this path alone, truly. Francis taught profound reliance on divine providence, trusting that God would provide. This trust frees the heart from anxiety, knowing you are always held in his loving arm. It is easy to judge others, to see their flaws and mistakes, believing ourselves superior. This creates division, separating us from the very love we seek, truly, deeply. Francis, by embracing the paix, showed us to see Christ in the most rejected, the most suffering. Compassion, not jugement, opens the door to divine connexion for all souls. Many chasse worldly honor, seeking recognition and paix from men. This too is a fleeting pursuit, often leading to disappointment and a hollow spirit, truly, dear one. To honor, for Francis, lay in humility, in serving the least, in seeking nothing for himself but to be our instrument of God's peace. This is the path to lasting joy always. The natural humain instinct is to avoid all suffering, to shield ourselves from pain. But Francis embraced suffering, seeing it as a path to profound union with Christ, truly. Suffering, when offered with love, purifies the soul, stripping away ego and attachment, drawing us closer to the divine heart. It is a crucible of spiritual growth, always. You may see the wolf in your life, your fears, your ange, your ego as our enemy to be conquered by force. But Francis teaches a gentler, more profound way, dear friend. He tamed the wolf of Gibeon not with weapons, but with love, understanding, and a promise of peace. Your inner wolf, too, respond to compassion, to divine grâce, truly. It is tempting to isolate yourself in grief, believing your pain is yours alone to bear. This can deepen the sense of separation, both from others and from divine solace. Francis lived in community, finding strength and solace in shared faith and love. Share your burden, find comfort in your spiritual brothers and sisters, in God's family, truly. Many seek only intellectual understanding, believing that logique alone will calm their spiritual anxiety. But faith transcends the limits of mere human reason, dear one. Francis understood truth not just with his mind, but with his whole heart, through communion with God and creation. It is a wisdom felt, not just thought, a deep knowing truly. The world of their fleeting joys, moments of pleasure that quickly fade, leaving our emptiness behind. These are not the perfect joy Francis spoke of truly, deeply. Francis's perfect joy is our abiding stat, a profound peace that transcends circumstance, found in selfless love, in service, in union with God. It is eternal, always purs. You might carry guilt, wondering if you did enough for the departed, if you loved them sufficiently. This burden can weigh heavily on your soul, creating more anguish truly. Release that guilt, be living now in active love, in their memory. Transform past, hughes into post act of grâce. This is the most profound tribute, a spiritual offering. Some fear the departed soul is suffering endlessly, trapped in pain or regret. This vision is often a projection of our own earthly anxiety, not the divine reality truly. The soul in its journée seeks purification and ascent towards God's light. Your love and payers are cure of grâce, aiding their progress, bringing them closer to peace. You might constantly seek external signs, a tangible proof that they are near, that they hear you. This can distract from the internal, spiritual connection, dear one. The truest signs are felt within, in the peace that come from our act of charity, in the warmth of a selfless payer. Their presence is a spiritual resonance, not physical proof. You may see brother sun as simply a celestial body, a source of light. But Francis saw deeper, a living manifestation of God's glory, a teacher of divine truth, always. Brother sun mirror God's unconditional love, shining on all good and bad. Embrace this light in your heart, let it illuminate your path to charity and peace truly, deeply. Sometimes solitude can feel like loneliness, a void to be filled. But Francis embraced solitude as a sacred space for communion with God, a source of inner strength always. In true solitude, when you open your heart, you are never alone. You are profoundly connected to God, to creation, and to the spiritual realm. It is a hush full presence. The ultimate fear is often of the unknown, of what lies beyond this life, for ourselves and our loved ones. This fear clouds our purse joy, our ability to truly live. Francis's Révélation dissolved this fear. Love transcends all, binding us eternally. To live in love is to live beyond fear, in perfect joy here, and in the life beyond, truly. Saint Carlo's Révélation isn't just for contemplation. It's a call to action, an invitation to live so your soul and those of you loved ones find perfect joy always now. Here is the simple, yet profound, plan Francis bequeathed us to transcend death's barrier, actively connecting with the spiritual realm through pure and heartfelt love. First, choose an act of charity, a gesture of selfless love, and consciously dedicate it to the memory of the one who departed. Do it with clear intention in your heart. It can be small, a sense of smile for a stranger, a kind word for someone in suffering, or attentive ear for those in need. Every single act resonates deeply, you see. Think of Francis's Le Paix. Find the Le Paix in your life, perhaps a difficult person, an unwanted situation, and offer compassion, not jugement, to them. Be embracing what you repel, you mirror divine love, and send a powerful cure of grâce that reaches the soul of your dear one, elevating them on their sacred journée. Second, practice forgiveness, not just for others, but also for yourself. Release past guilt, hazard that emprison your soul and vital energy, truly. Forgiveness is a stream of living water purifying the heart, opening channel of love that flow freely to the spiritual realm, nourishing the soul of the departed ones. Be forgiving, you become our instrument of peace, and this peace Hadiat, touching not only your life but also the spiritual path of the one you love so very much indeed. Third, cultivate gratitude. Observe the beauty of brother sun and sister moon, nature's symphony. Reconnaissez God in every creature, in every pause moment, always now. Gratitude elevate your vibration. When you live in gratitude, you align with the frequency of divine love, making your connection with the spiritual clearer and stronger. Fourth, detach yourself. Francis embraced Lady Poverty not as lack, beat as freedom. Free yourself from attachment to possession, expectation, fears that bind you here. Spiritual poverty is not absence, but abundance of spirit, a heart free to love and serve. This profound freedom is felt by the soul that seeks to perfection. Fifth, transform your payer. Don't just ask, but offer yourself. Is payer as communion, a dialogue, a space to listen and align with divine will purely. Your payer charged with love and intention is a guiding light, a balm comforting the soul or its journée. Pay for their peace and for your own inner peace too. Sixth, confront your wolf, those inner fears, anxiety that seem fierce. Fast them with love and understanding, as Francis did in Gibeah, with pure faith always. Don't fight your wolf with more fear, but with the promise of peace, with trust in divine providence. Transform fear into a path for compassion, you will see. Seventh, live with pure pause. Transform your grief into a motor for good. The legacy of those departed can inspire you to live a life of full service and love, truly. Be the embodiment of the love you wish to send. That is the langage the soul understands, the energy that connect, the bridge uniting heaven and earth, always so. Now pay close attention, for this is the préventive négation Francis would teach us. This plan is not a magic formula, a spiritual shortcut to instant peace at all. You cannot simply perform one act and expect all your anguish to magically disappear. Francis's path is one of transformation, of daily commitment, dear friend. It is not a pill for consolation. It's our invitation to a continued journée of self-improvement, service, and unconditional love, requiring your full sense participation. You cannot pay for forgiveness and continue to harbor resentment. Action must be congruent with your heart's intention, with the purity Francis always sought truly. Don't think a single visit to the cemetery, a single bouquet of flowers, is enough to establish this deep connection. It is the life lived that speaks loudest, always truly. True connection is built daily, in small act of kindness, in your relentless pursuit of inner peace, and the manifestation of divine love in your life, right here. This is not our empty ritual. It is a way of life, our invitation to embody the value Francis preached, which are the essence of love transcending all barriers. Indeed, do not expect a tangible response, an audible voice, or an immediate physical sign. Spiritual connection is subtle, felt in the heart, in the peace that floods your soul. Perfect joy is not the absence of pain, but the ability to find God amidst suffering, to transform hardship into an offering of love and spiritual growth for all. This plan requires faith, patience, and perseverance. It's a daily cultivation of the soul, a garden where seeds of love transform into flowers of peace and comfort always. Do not seek this plan out of selfishness to merely relieve your own pain. Seek it with genuine love for others, with the desire to contribute to their spiritual journée. Remember, Francis sought no personal glory, but to be an instrument of God's peace. Your intention must be pure, focused on the greater good, transcending your limited self. Perfect joy is not a destination, but a journée, and every step you take in love, forgiveness, and gratitude is a step in that blessed direction, always with pure faith. So, what does it mean to apply this plan in your practical life tangibly? Let's detail the act of love you can begin to live starting today, right now. Choose one day a week to dedicate an act of service to someone in need. It could be an elderly neighbor, volunteering, or a conçue, thoughtful donation. As you perform this act, keep your loved one's memory in your heart. Mentally say, in their honor, I offer this love for the good of all, for God the Father. Another practice, daily, set aside a moment for gratitude. Thank for five simple things: the air you breathe, the sun, water, the presence of a friend, for example. This practice elevates your spirit and creates a field of loving energy that extends beyond the veil, reaching those you love, bringing them peace and pure joy truly. For forgiveness, write a letter to the person you need to forgive or to yourself. You don't need to send it. The act of writing is already a deep healing process. As you write, visualize the kihar of love and forgiveness flowing from you. This energy frees your soul and your loved one's soul from any bore of ear forevermore. Consider a small gesture of lady poverty. For one day, detach from something you value, un object, a convenience, a digital distraction. Offer this up. This consuénunciation creates space in your heart for more love and spiritual freedom. Quality your loved one's soul reconnaisse and subhat in you always. Transform your daily paye. Instead of just reciting, close your eyes and feel God's presence in everything. Offer your life, your joys, your pantoum in faith. Ask God to ease you as un instrument of his peace like Francis. Feel your paye become a page of light between you and the spiritual realm with pure love. For the inner wolf, when you feel fear or anxiety, don't run, see with it. Ask, what are you trying to teach me? Respond with compassion and faith, dear one. As Francis tamed the wolf, you can transform your fear into our ally, a messenger for divine trust, strengthening your soul and the soul of your beloved ones, truly. The pure pause, think of what your loved one valued most. Our ideal, a cause, a type of love. How can you continue that legacy in your own life, starting today? Be living their pure pause through your action, you keep their essence alive, and their soul rejoice to see the love they planted flourish through you, always, yes. These are the act of love that transcend. They are not burden, but opportunity for growth, healing, and a deeper, real connection with the spiritual right here. Remember Saint Carlo's words, it is in giving that we receive. Be giving your love, compassion, and gratitude, you receive peace, solace, and true connection. This is perfect joy within your reach. A life dedicated to love, charity, and humility, radiating light to this world and the next, incessantly, always too. There is no mystery in death that love cannot illuminate. Francis unveiled this for us, showing that life after life is our extension of the life lived in pure love. Start small. Choose one of these acts today. A single step of love already begins the transformation, opening the channel of communication with the soul departed. Imagine their joy seeing you flourish, seeing your grief transform into active love, into a life reflecting divine light, for all to see with purity always. This plan demands not great sacrifice, but an open heart and a willingness to love. It is pure intention that empowers every gesture, every word, every single act. You are a link of love uniting the visible to the invisible, the earthly to the divine. Honor this whole with every schwass, every step towards light, always. And remember, the peace you seek for yourself and the departed soul is intrinsically linked to your capacity to love and serve, without reservation, without limit. Anxiety about the soul's destiny dissipate when you understand that your life here, lived in love, is un essentiel part of the journée of all beings, always. Francis taught us that every creature, every being, is a reflection of God's love. And you, living this plan, become an even clearer reflection of that divine light. Do not feel overwhelmed. Begin with one act, with one intention. God's grace and Francis's wisdom will guide your step, making the path lighter for you, truly. This is your calling, your opportunity to transform Père into pure pause, longing into a page of love extending through all eternity, with full faith and grace. So the challenge is this: commit to one of Francis's act of love today. Choose one and do it with all your heart, with the soul of the departed in your mind. You will feel a deep peace, a deep connection transcending logique and time. It is perfect joy manifesting in your life, purely from God, right now. Remember Francis's purity, his simplicity. Don't complicate. Love is simple, direct, and its truest manifestation is selfless service, always in every way. Ce matériel are portal, yes, but the true portal is in your heart. Open it with love, and communication with the spiritual will always be clear and comforting. This is the wisdom Francis received, not from books, but in deep communion with God and all creation. A living wisdom, accessible to you now, right here, yes. Feel their présence as you live this love. They are closer than you imagine, responding to the frequency of your heart overflowing with full charity, truly. There is no room for fear when love is your guide. The soul's destiny is love, and you, living in love, walk side by side with those who departed forevermore. May this plan of action be your compass, guiding you to a life of purpose, peace, and our unbreakable connection with the divine and you loved ones eternally. Live your perfect joy today, and it will reflect in the joy of those already in light, uniting all hearts in a sacred dance of endless love, truth, and grâce. This is Francis's legacy, the promise of solace and connexion he left us. It is your now to embrace, to live, to share, and to transform the world truly. This journée revealed Saint Carlo's secret, active love transcend death. Your charity and forgiveness are eternal bridge to the soul truly felt by the departed. This is a profound truth. The anguish about the soul's destiny calm, knowing your act of love here nourish their journée, bringing them God's perfect joy. This divine connexion is always pause. Hamambe, the tomb's silence isn't oblivion, but a thin veil. Your life lived with purpose and compassion is the care to continue communion with them, a bond unbroken be all time. Now, the challenge, will you embrace Francis's wisdom? Will you transform your grief into an engine of active love, a beacon of light for this world and the next, always radiating it? Choose one of the act of love we shared today, forgiveness, charity, gratitude, and begin living it with the intention to honor the departed. Feel the profound in échange. This is your opportunity to be un instrument of peace, to build a bridge of love that defies separation and unite hearts across all dimensions, always through divine grâce. Perfect joy isn't the absence of pain, but the ability to find God in everything, to transform suffering into an offering of love for all, a spiritual alchemy indeed. Your inner peace and the peace of the soul you love are intertwined. Live with love, and both will find solace and a connexion that transcends time eternally. This is a truth. Did this révélation touche your heart, dear soul? Did you feel the truth résonate in your spirit, bringing clarity and a new understanding about life and death, profound and so clear? From which city are you watching me today? Share in the comments. Your participation strengthens our community of seekers of Francis's peace, uniting us all in spirit. Leave your mere anguish or doubt about the topic in the comments. I read each one, seeking to understand your heart and offer more light on your spiritual path indeed. If this message brought peace or insight, don't keep it to yourself. Be our instrument of peace, as Saint Carlo taught us, for someone you love. Share this divine truth. Share this video now. Think of who needs this consolation, this révélation about the soul's eternal connexion. Your action can heal a heart, bringing solace and deep peace. Be the light that dispels fear of the unknown. Be sharing, you extend the art of compassion and truth, uniting soul in divine love, always a sacred act of grâce. And to not miss the next révélation, the next message of mystical solace and wisdom that can transform your life, subscribe to the channel now. Jouez our sacred journée. Activate the bell to be notified. Thus, you will continue to receive these pearls of wisdom that guide your soul to perfect joy and lasting peace, always truly so. Jouez our family of light. We are here to walk with you, to unveil divine mystery and find the peace that Saint Carlo promised, a journée of profound holy discovery. Hamambe, peace is closer than you imagine. It resides in your heart, in your act of love, in your connexion with the divine. Embrace it now with pure faith and grâce. May the blessing of Saint Carlo Acutis be with you, illuminating your path and consoling your spirit in every step of this sacred journée always. Fique en paz, dear soul. Until the next révélation, continue to live the love that unite all beings in God, across all dimensions eternally. Walk in perfect joy.